What's up guys, it's me, it's your boy, EB3I11 here, and it's been a while since I've made a video, so I wanted to go ahead and make this for you guys today. I'm going to be showing off this little interior I've been working on lately, and it's a part of this bigger project I've been working on too. In case you guys don't know, this is actually the area in the game called Frolic that we're working on. It's based off of Bioshock, which is like this huge, giant underwater city. And I really like Bioshock, and I was really always like interested in building the city in Minecraft. But I think many people have done it and tried it before. But over the years, lots of blocks have been added to the game, and people have developed some cool building techniques. And here, as you can see, I've been utilizing some cool building techniques. Most notably here, you'll see that we've employed some of these signs, these glowing signs with some blue dye, which gives off like the illusion of like some kind of like high-tech neon lights. And I've also used an assortment of various block patterns. You'll notice right off the bat I'm using currently some deep slate, some gilded blackstone that gives it that nice little like art deco like floral leaf patterns. You don't really notice them up close, but from a distance they look really nice, so that's why I employed them. But yeah, I'm not going to get too into the details that I built, actually. Not yet. I think I already explained that this is Fort Frolic based off Bioshock. And yeah, it's just a complete one-to-one recreation. As you can see, if I go ahead and if I fly all the way back over here, you'll see that I actually started right here in this area. And you'll notice like some other structures I've been working on. I'll make some videos on that later. For now, we're just going to be like focusing on this, actually. I was originally going to do Arcadia, but Arcadia is almost done anyways. It's literally like almost like 90% done, so I'll be making that video at some point. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go through like a quick tour of everything I've built so far. So here we have sort of like the starting area. Right off the bat, you'll see we have some windows right here. This gives you like a nice view of the outside. There's not really a whole lot to look at though out here. All the interesting stuff is when you get to the actual main area, the main mall. This is like a big shopping mall, by the way, which is really cool. And over here you'll see that we built this Vita chamber. I'm really proud of this Vita chamber design. It's so cool because in Minecraft it's really hard to make stuff, but once you get the hang of like building and you learn some of the techniques, like as you can see here, we've used trapdoors and doors, and we've placed the glass a certain way to make it really feel like almost like the Vita chamber was just like one-to-one recreated in the game. And yeah, I'm really proud of this design. I think we did pretty good. And then yeah, you'll see like I added some like minor details everywhere. Like here we have like this little mannequin dummy in here. Basically like a fortune teller. Yeah, like that's what I meant to say. He like tells your fortune. So I just like built that there for fun. And yeah, over here, as you can see, I actually have like these unique arch designs which take you through this area into the Vita chamber area. And these are actually like the first renditions of these really detailed arch design interiors. But I had a hard time like working on them and getting them translated as much as possible, like as like true to the game as possible in a recreational kind of way. But I actually kind of like how these turned out because they have like this really nice like Atlantean feel to them. I think we use like an assortment of bamboo trapdoors, and we use like 3 blocks right here, prismarine blocks, and then we have like a 1x1 center with an item frame right in the middle of it. And then we have like that same design kind of just like going back down over here. 3 prismarine, then 2 prismarine, and then we just kind of add like bamboo blocks right there for some extra detail. Then moving on, we have like this pillar design. This pillar design was actually really difficult to build. It took me a while, like this is the original design. But then I noticed, okay, they actually have a second pillar design, which is like that same design, but they made it like twice as big, and so like it was there where I kind of had the idea to expand it a bit more, and here's like where I kind of just after a while I figured out, okay, you know what, maybe this will look good. And so like, yeah, I was throwing random blocks in there. And I eventually came up with this. And so this is basically just like anvils positioned a certain way with some chains in there to give it some extra depth and detail. And then going up here we have some hoppers right there. Just give it this like, it gives it this like cool design. Like I really like hoppers, like they have like this shape to it, which makes really nice arches you'll see in a lot of builds. Like I use that technique to build this. And then we use like some trapdoors there. You'll see like people use trapdoors in various assortment of blocks and glass blocks to build like really nice pillars in a small amount of space. And then moving on over here, I'll go ahead and like go through this a little bit quicker. We have these two like little creepy little areas where the spider splicers crawl out and they kind of flank you and attack you and ambush you. I made sure to include that. These walls are originally flat, but I thought, you know what, that might be a little bit too boring, so I came up with these like very minor, small, detailed little arches. I think this looks very nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to follow through with this design all the way through, but I'm going to definitely add this in some areas to make it feel a little bit more interesting, so it doesn't look too boring. And then here, as you can see, we have this passageway through to get to Fort Frolic. You have a circus of values right here, and this nice little bench that I came up with, based off the one in the game. I think this looks pretty nice, actually. This is not modded at all. This is just like an assortment of some warped. In case you guys want to build this, all you gotta do is basically just put some andesite stairs behind it, put some warped slabs right there, right on top, and then you can put some warped signs right there. Kind of gives it like this cushion feel to it, this cushion look. And then instead of putting the sign right above that, put the trapdoors like right here in this position, and then put the signs connecting to the trapdoor from this angle, and it's gonna basically turn into that. So like, I'll go ahead and show you right now. Or no, actually, yeah, my mistake. Actually, you put the signs right here first, which also looks like a cushion, which I think looks pretty cool. And then you put the trapdoor right there. So yeah, there we go. And then moving on, here we're back in the main room. So right off the bat, you'll see like we have this, yeah, like this sign right here took so long to build. Like at first I wasn't gonna make this sign like light up like this. In the original game, if you were to look up, you have these two signs right here, which is basically, I know it's kind of hard to make out what this guy is doing or what this guy is, but he's basically just like a soldier, kind of like a trooper, and he's carrying like a gift. Maybe he's like shopping in the mall and he was like, I don't know, like buying out the whole store. And so he packed up everything and now he's like running off, I don't know. But yeah, they basically light up the legs and the arms, kind of, they gave it like this animated walking motion. And so, you know what, I think it would be kind of fun to include that, so I made sure to do that. And it took me like an hour and it took me like a whole like stream to figure it out. But eventually I did. And the way I figured it out was, essentially, we create this revolving kind of like signal with repeaters. So one side picks up the signal, one side turns off, and by doing that, making this revolving, repeating signal, you have kind of like this effect of like an animation going on. You have the leg moving forward and then back. Well, the legs move, and I think the left and the right arm are moving, and then the right and the left arm turn off while the other turns on, and vice versa. And so that's what's giving it this effect, essentially, and I think this is really cool. I'm really proud of this. This is kind of like my first redstone innovation. I'm pretty sure someone came up with it before me, but, you know, it's cool. It's fine, you know. I'm sure, like, you know, it's not as cool as mine, though. I think mine, I really like mine more, though, I think it's just really fun looking, really cool looking. And so besides that, like, yeah, you'll see, like, I use basically the same amount of blocks all over the place. We're using blackstone and gilded blackstone, and then just deep slate. That's pretty much it. And then also we have these really, like, nice little, like, light setups. As you can see, I'm not sure what these are called, but all around the build in the game, well, in the game, not in the build, I mean, like, in the game, they have these, like, these really small, like, Christmas lights kind of going on. And so I use this building technique where I essentially put like a pillar, I copy this pillar right here, over here, this wall design, And I just cover these redstone lanterns, and if I go inside, they have like these switches in there, which light them up. And so I just like randomly lit up the lanterns somewhat. As you can see, I copy and pasted these a little bit, so they're not randomized a whole lot. But that's essentially where I came up with the idea to make these small like Christmas lights. And it kind of does look like that, like the way this wall divides the redstone lantern kind of makes it look like these are like little lights, sort of, and not like one whole singular redstone block. So kind of like a little cheaty little like cheating technique I'm using, but I think it's worth it. I think it's, you know, why not? We're already using creative, so yeah. And then besides that, like we have like this huge glass fixture above us, which keeps out the water. This reinforced glass. This is originally like, there's 6 beams, I think. So there's like 6 glass panels. So I did amend that a little bit, and you'll notice like all throughout the game, besides the fact that we made the map, the Fort Frolic map layout, a little bit bigger, we also made like some other areas a little bit bigger too. I kind of amended some areas to make the build work. Because, you know, in Minecraft, you know, you can't really do something one-to-one. It's a little bit difficult. So I decided ultimately to do that to make it a little bit bigger, just to fit in all those extra details, I think. And you'll see, like, I think it's worth it in the end, because, yeah, if you look all around, we have more room to add in all these little signs and whatnot. And of course, some signs are more detailed than others. Like here, we'll see, like, this one's not really complete yet. But you kind of get the idea, where there's going to be like a little sign right here. Of course, who cannot forget the surprise sign, the casino surprise. This one was really fun to make. I used these banners and I made like text on the banners. And I think this turned out nice, actually. I kind of like this. At first, I thought it was kind of goofy looking, but then you have to remember, you know, Minecraft, you know, building stuff is kind of goofy. It's not going to look good. You kind of just want to build the idea of something. You don't want to build it. You're not going to get like a perfect recreation sometimes. And so yeah, just think about that. And yeah, looking back at it, I think, yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it's fine for what it is. I think it works with the rest of like the layout and the way everything else looks. And of course here we have the Fleet Hall. This is the movie theater. And I'm going to come in here and show you guys what's inside here. But it's not really complete yet. We'll get to that later on. But yeah, Fleet Hall's right there. In case you guys didn't notice, this is all in the shape of a octagon. So this is really difficult to build. Building the shape of it, yeah, it was definitely not easy. This whole Rapture project I'm building, and Rapture is like the name of the underwater city, it was really either like make or break. There's some levels that are gonna probably be hard to recreate and some that aren't, like Arcadia over there was one that was actually kind of difficult at first, but after a while I kind of discovered, you know what, a lot of the building is pretty easy and it kind of translates pretty nicely into the game. So I thought, you know what, this might work. I might actually be able to do this project successfully, but there's still some areas like this one that were really make or break. But I think after, you know, after all the progress, I'm pretty confident in the project as a whole. So yeah, that's kind of like why I kind of skipped the Arcadia project for a little bit, and I wanted to work on this, was to like actually test it out and see like if it could work, basically. Okay, so yeah, then moving on to that, and then here we have like the pillars right here. The way I built that was basically you just have like bamboo trapdoors right there. And you have iron bars right there. This is going at like a diagonal angle. So you just take that design and then you just like, yeah, put it at like an angle. And I put like glowing item frames on there. It looks kind of weird at first, but it kind of grows on you. Like the design of it, I think it fits actually in a weird way. And I decided to use that idea over here too. And I think it fits, because then everything feels uniform, and not just randomly all thrown together. And then we have this nice little work of art right here. I'm really proud of this. I hope you guys like this. I don't really have the game open, so I can't really show it off, but yeah, this is like a cool little Apple and Eve statue. Very nice, very metaphorical. And then we have like these little shops right here. These are pretty much like where little shops are you can go into. Most of them are closed off, so they don't have interiors. I'm not sure if I'm going to build interiors yet to some areas that don't have them. Some of them have them that I built in Arcadia, but others don't. But I think since I've seen a lot of people build this or do this project and they're doing a whole lot of extra interiors, so I think I'm just gonna like do the faithful recreation, most of it. I'll do some amending here and there, but when it comes to like some stuff like shops, I think I'll just like ignore them for the time being. Besides that, yeah, like as you can see, this is pretty hard to do. First, of course, before I did the angled version, and you know, we have, of course, this is like a big octagon, so you have to do the angled versions. I did like the flat version first, and essentially after a while I figured out this was originally going to be built with andesite, but it just didn't look good. I don't think it looked all that good, so I skipped out on the andesite and I just switched over to deep slate, and the color kind of fits with the rest of the build, I think, with the rest of the color palette, so I just went with the deep slate. And this whole area is supposed to be dark. Like, yeah, the underwater city is not really well lit up, so lighting is kind of weird in this game. So what I did was I just focused on using darker blocks, and that kind of just sorted everything out. So yeah, if you guys ever have that problem, just use like darker color palettes, and you can kind of like create the effect of shading. That's like really big on a lot of like channels nowadays. A lot of like Minecraft content is like they just like bake in the lighting. They do like all these crazy like textures and stuff. And so like I'm kind of just like utilizing a lot of those techniques, whereas like in a lot of other projects I usually don't see that, or haven't seen that. I think the last project I've seen of this game was like 5 years ago, so yeah. I think it's really interesting to see like how it looks for like all the newer techniques and stuff, so yeah. I tried as hard as I could with this though, especially. I used some, basically we have deep slate stairs right here, and then we have a furnace, anvil, wall to get the pillar look, and then you put warped logs behind that. I just really like the warp logs, I don't know, I think the color just works with the rest of the darker build, just like the darker look of everything. Everything's really dark in here, and so like the warped look kind of just like blends in. And so yeah, it kind of goes out 2 blocks, and then for this, we basically have bamboo trapdoors, and then you follow up with a stair going down, trapdoors, stair, and then it looks pretty good. Yeah, turned out pretty nice. I threw in trapdoors in there. I think they tie everything in pretty nicely, otherwise I feel like it just looked naked without it. And above that we have these signs right here. These are actually a little bit darker looking, they're dark purple, but I think the purple terracotta fits nicely, it's a good substitute. There's actually like lighting going on in the sign, and the end rods are perfect, like this is actually as perfect as I can get it, I think. So yeah, they have like these little light fixtures, they're not glowing though, but the end rods are glowing, and I think regardless, I still think it looks nice, so I used it anyways. I'm gonna go over there in a minute and we'll talk about that. But first, you'll see like in here, yep, we're actually using banners. I'm using banners. I've noticed like I don't think a lot of people use banners, so I actually wanted to use them. I think banners look pretty nice. Like there's so many like textures and things you can do with banners, so you can make some nice looking textures. And so yeah, if you guys were on the stream, you'll see like we're using this like curtain banner, and it just looks good. I think this looks great. So yeah. Of course, in some of these shops, they have stuff inside like these little displays. They're kind of like little displays with like curtains behind them. So we have to work on that. We have to add in like the displays and everything. But yeah, back over here now, this is just like a little stage area. That's part of the main game. It's intrinsic to the level. It's part of the plot of the level, where you're going around and you have to like collect pictures of dead former assistants and whatnot. Senator Cohen, he had a falling out with his proteges and whatnot, and they all met their sad end. And then here you can see like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the game he actually hangs up their corpses here in the stage while you have their dead pictures and whatnot. It's so creepy. But yeah, I made sure to recreate that, and I think this turned out great, actually. As you can see here, we have like these huge curtains, and the banners actually look really good as the curtains, I think. So we used that there. And I'm really proud of this too. We actually put in some item frames, and there with the item frames in there, you can actually put in like pictures and maps. And so like I think I'm not gonna actually do this, but if I wanted to, we can like create like funny map art of like just like really crude pictures of people, and I think it'd look pretty funny. I think it'd fit in nicely with like the aesthetic of the map and like this interior. I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of cute or whatever. But yeah, and then he also gives you like a free crossbow, so like yeah, there's like the little crossbow detail right there. So yeah, that's the main area. That's pretty much everything. This is like the main area, the main like hook into this area. And so there's not like a whole lot of areas left. We pretty much covered everything so far. Moving on from that, we have which is basically this area right here. This is the transition into the Ice Poseidon Plaza. The Poseidon Plaza, which is like another section of the mall that's closed off. And that area is just really creepy. It's not really designed yet. I haven't worked on it yet. Just this main area. So we're going to be covering this main area. And over here, like I said earlier, I amended a lot of levels, and this is one of them. This part, and I think not a lot of people notice this in Bioshock, but this part right here, there's kind of a build error going on here. This is originally like an octagon shaped wall, but the shape of the wall kind of overlaps with this going out, this part of the structure. And so like, yeah, like it's kind of like a build error. Like you'll notice too, with like some areas in Bioshock, you'll look like out the windows, and it's so funny because this game is really, it's really of its time, because you'll look out the window and you'll see like some of the area like clipping with other parts of the map, and you're like, wait, that shouldn't work at all. It's just like little details like that you'll miss, that I basically like accounted for, I thought of and I corrected. So this is like one huge correction of that. So yeah, like stuff like that is what I amended basically. And so here like I kind of just invented this new look, this new window shape. And I think, yeah, I like this. Believe it or not, like there's actually like chairs right here. I'm like, you know what would look really good right here? Some chairs, but there's actually chairs in this area, so yeah. Yeah, what do you know? But that's pretty much it for that. No, not like a whole lot going on right there. I thought it'd be cool to show that off though. So this transitions into like another area. I still have to work on that. But Fort Frolic kind of expands out over there. And then here we have another little vending machine right there. Security camera bot. I'm also really proud of this design. This is basically a little security camera. Make sure everybody is being on their best behavior. Don't want to get caught stealing or anything. Yeah, little fun stuff like that. Almost done with the video, almost done. And now we're moving on to the upper sections. Yep, it's all coming to an end. But yeah, we have some small windows right here. And some more shops up here. And then we have the Fleet Hall right here. And the little glass door right there. There's actually like a glass door with an R shape in there. I didn't really know how to do an R shape, so I just did that. Put some item frames in there. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. Besides all that, we also have this main area right here. With the Gatherer's Garden machine, and there's a golden apple right there. I think something broke, looks like. Yeah, I think this broke on accident. I think one of these mobs are getting spliced up. And yeah, this was like a lot of fun to make. This little Gatherer's Garden. I think I did a pretty good job on this too. I think when it comes to building like vending machines and stuff like that, 2x4, like 2x2 spaced is like what you want to do, I think. And so like here, like it's just more than enough room to like get the shape right and get the overall like feel of like a vending machine, because here you have like the dispenser, and then here on the left you can put in like items. That's usually where the atom goes. These skeletons are supposed to have dyed leather armor, to look like dresses, like the Gatherer's Garden. It has like little sisters on the left and right, so I used armor displays. I thought that was a pretty smart idea. I'm also really proud of that. I had some trouble getting the text display on this. This is supposed to be like a circle, so I just settled on the sign right there. But yeah, I think that's it. That should cover everything. It's pretty late as I'm making this. I was supposed to be sleeping, I was supposed to work on this tomorrow, but I was busy playing Resident Evil actually. Oh, I was playing some Resident Evil 2 again, and I had a lot of fun playing that. So I actually just beat Leon's storyline on hardcore. I got S+, I got the achievement to prove it. No, I will not be showing it now because I have to open Steam, so, and I'm tired. I'm probably gonna head out. I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, or, you know, whenever I continue to work on the other levels. I still have a lot of other levels to work on, so I'm not sure when I'm gonna be making the next video, actually. But yeah, hopefully, you know, you guys enjoy this one. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't want to have to say this too much, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. That's it for me.